So I think batting skills, again, shot making ability is number one, because this format is a 500 miles an hour format. There's no question of taking a few balls to settle down. Shot making ability, switch hit making ability, nowadays switch hitting is extremely big in tennis ball cricket as well, and basic understanding of timing. I think that is very important for a batsman. So that's something which we look at in every batsman, that how is he striking the ball. I think these are the 2 or 3 characteristics which we look at, apart from the basic technical foundations, head position, your stance, all of that. So it's a little bit of a collaborative thing which we look at. So I think pace is extremely important. So if you are bowling quick, that's extremely valuable for us to look at, because in this format we have seen that pace and variations of pace is very important. Then we have to look at the action, because a tennis ball is lighter than a cricket ball. So some bowlers tend to want to throw it a little bit, so that the sanctity of that action is extremely important. Otherwise, you will be banned from bowling in the match. So there's no point in selecting that. So I think the sanctity of the action, basic technique, again, your back leg, how is it coming, your head position, is it stable enough? These are two or 3 of the quick things that we look at. So wicket-keeper is a very interesting selection actually, because the batsman is going to try and play a shot every ball, and the shots are getting even more creative, like I mentioned, the switch hit. So a wicket-keeper has to, along with the ball, he has to anticipate what the batsman is also going to do. So he's got to have quick hands on both the sides, and the foundational stable stance, good head position, but quick hands is what we look for, because it's a very pivotal position, the wicket-keeper. Again, because it is such a fast-paced game, you have to be on the ball as a fielder. So if you see, tennis ball cricket have some really good fielders as well. Moving laterally across the ground to cut off a boundary, cut off a 6 is very important. So speed of your footwork is what we look at. Your throwing ability. These are 2 or 3 pieces which we look at. Your catching ability, because there are going to be so many shots played. You're going to have a lot of aerial shots, so the catches also are going to become very important. No, we are selecting, if you look at the number of registrations, the all-rounders are many. So we are selecting what this format needs is all-rounders, apart from 1 or 2 specialist positions. So we are looking at that as well, but we are also looking at the fact that, this is such a prestigious tournament which is being planned, such a prestigious league, and all the players who are coming with a dream to build something for themselves. So we also are looking at it very respectfully from the players perspective, because ये जो players आ रहे हैं वो घर से आशीर्वाद लेके निकले कि हम select हो सके, तो हमें भी वो जान है उसकी, because we've been cricketers, so we know how important these selections are. So we are trying to be very respectful and trying to give as much time as possible to everybody, because all these players who are coming, they have a dream, and we have to respect that urge, that hunger of theirs. So I think that is something which all of us are doing very, very religiously. So I think we'll see them 2 or 3 times before the final trial. So we are trying to build the players up in such a way that over 3 occasions to look at them, we get a better all-rounded view of the player. So I think one of the benchmarks for rejection would be your action. So if you have a really bent elbow, then that becomes a non-starter, because you will not be allowed to bowl in the tournament. So I think that's one immediate benchmark for rejection. Apart from that, no really set kind of benchmarks. We just see, like I mentioned, the technical ability, the ball striking ability. These are the things which we look at. So I think cricket is such a loved game in India that we'll keep seeing more and more talent. Today we saw a young leg spinner, and leg spin is the toughest art to practice in cricket. I think left arm Chinaman is number 1, leg spin is the second toughest art. But this young boy came in and he bowled beautifully, So we are seeing talent all the time, and just goes to show how much depth of talent there is in our country. So, there are thousands of, players who are coming for the trials, and it becomes impossible, but we try, and if somebody is really good and we know that he's going to go into the next round, then we don't give them so much of time right now. We look at them more in the next round because they're going to make it anyway. But on an average, we try and give between 6 to 10 balls to a batsman to bat. Out of that, if there are some wides or stuff like that, we give them more. So we give them a fair chance with the bat and the ball. See, the trial is just the start of your journey. So we are also, the players who come and speak to us, we are also telling them that, look, this is just the start, and you should try and improve and keep at your art, keep working at your art. And it's a long journey. These are all young, very young cricketers who are coming in. Their entire career is in front of them. So that's the kind of encouragement we are trying to give them.